Hello, I am Pam, and this is my channel, Made by Pam, and I am live. So today I am sewing together a Simplicity 9151. It is this pattern right here, the Simplicity pattern, and I haven't sewn this pattern together before, so this is the first time, but I do have it all prepped. So let's go ahead and just dive right in and get started. So I'm using my webcam so I can see things on my screen up here. And then you can kind of see what I am doing. And I'm streaming this with StreamYard. So first off, let's go ahead and show you what I have. Hi, Kel. Hi, Stacy. So I am sewing together the Simplicity pattern, and first step on it, it says to sew together piece 4 and piece 3. And I had these all together, and then I went through and double marked them. Because I had to serge them all, and then I marked all the markings before I serged them. And I have a snag in my finger now. So first, I am working with piece number 3 and piece number 4. And today I am just going to be using my Viking Topaz 40 machine, because that's what I have on my desk. And I used it the other day when I sewed up the stuff for the back seat, the cover thing that I was doing. Wait for my machine to start here. And I haven't sewn this pattern together before, so this is the first time for this certain one. And I'm just using my little camera here, my little, it's one I got off of Amazon. It's a little webcam thing, so that I can see what I'm doing on my screen, and then people can see what I am sewing. Or if I wanted to do like a top view over the top of what I'm working on, like when I stream with Beth. And I know last night she said she invited me, but she didn't invite me. But I was busy doing other stuff, so it was totally okay. Hi, Joy. How are you doing? So good to see you in here. And I'm just going to pin this together really quick, just in a couple of spots. And I think this calls for a 5/8 inch seam allowance. I really did not double check what that says, but most of them do call for a 5/8 inch seam allowance. You can tell I really haven't read the pattern directions. Yeah, it says 5/8 inch. And I think that's on all the seams. So, and this is a different machine than I'm used to. And I don't even know where the 5/8 inch marking is on this machine, because I usually use my other machine. And so I have no idea. Let's see. So that would be 3/8. 5/8 is over here. Right there. So the line would be right there. Okay. I just had to double check because I want to make sure I'm in the right spot. So I just go right here on that line. So basically, pretty much just like keeping my presser foot even with this line right here on my serging. And I am using a sage green. I think it's a sage green. Let me double check. It's a seafoam green is the color I'm using. And that's the color I'll be using for the whole thing, because I do have some green accents in here. Am I? And this machine is kind of cool. It does just kind of automatically put the foot down as you push on the pressure foot. And if you need me to move my camera, I can. I can move it to a different position if need be. But first I'm going to sew together the pocket pieces. And usually this machine, I only use it, well, most of the time I would use it for I would use it for embroidery. Yeah. You know that this machine also sews leather. It has a leather setting. And most machines don't have that setting. And this machine does. And I know it's not super entertaining watching somebody sew. But it's what I'm going to do, because I was on Kim Polton's. I was watching Kim Polton earlier. And I was making waffles for my kids and me. We needed something. Well, and granted, it was like afternoon. It was like noon. But I was watching Kim Polton and happened to hop on and mention that I put a message out there that I was going to do a live. I didn't know what time I was going to particularly do it, because it just depends on how everything lines up. Whoops. But I was talking to, like, before I dropped off my machine back in January, I was talking to one of the ladies there, and she's like, you should really use your machine for more than just embroidery. You should really be using it for everything, for sewing and, all that fun stuff. But my machine was already broken by then. It's like, it had like a whole malfunction in it. Okay, so the next step on this Oh, that's good, Kel. I'm glad it's peaceful. So this just says to clip notches. I know it destroys all that wonderful serging that I just did. Like yesterday I did all the serging on this. I was doing the serging while watching Beth. That's what I was busy with, by the way. And I should probably iron this too. I only put up a partial curtain, so my ironing board, I don't have to move the curtain away. I only put the curtain up on that section over there. If I do lift up my camera. But I am going to have to iron this, I know that. And I probably should have left my iron on. Okay. It's on. So sew it together, clip the curves, and it's kind of like a top stitch, but it's an understitch. So you understitch pocket facing by pressing seam towards facing and stitching through facing and seam allowance close to seam. So I probably should have made sure I went all the way to the edge with that. It's a little bit off there. So, and I'm not using the exact foot that it says to use for this because I had experience with my other foot for the machine the other day, and the way it's designed is that it catches on my serging stitches. So I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to catch on those serging stitches as I'm sewing it, because it would loop in that little stitch. So my machine has this little drawer thing here, and so it recommends this foot here for the stitch I'm doing, and it has that little like edge there, but it catches, so I switched it to the other foot. I'll just take a little bit making sure that I have this all set. Okay. So with this one, the understitching, let's see if it tells me what the understitch should be. Oh, the understitching is a stitch that you do on the, so it's kind of like a top stitch, but it's not a top stitch. So the stitching of that understitching isn't, I don't think it's really going to show on the final product. Yeah, because kind of with this, it might have shown the stitching on that edge, but it doesn't show the stitching, so I think that's the reason. I'm trying to figure out, like I said, I don't sew with this machine normally. And I don't know how to move my... See, this has a lot of different stitches. Oh. That's quilting stitches. I don't need quilting stitches. Oh. See, that's... My machine just reset itself. Like, the hard drive in it is still bad. So I do need to take it back to the shop and see if they can fix that. Because that's really bad that it just like, the screen just kind of reset itself. So it says a system report file. A file has been created in File Manager. I was just trying to figure out if there was a way to move my needle. Oh, there is. Okay. There's a way to move it. I just want kind of... What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my stitching... I'm going to get you nice and close down here. I'm going to keep my stitching right along this line and keep my presser foot. And so my stitching, I have it in the negative 1.8 range. I guess I could go the 2.0 range. Kind of look at it. Yeah. So the negative 2 range. And so that puts it in this other position. Yeah, I'm still learning this machine. I can just like go through and set it up and do embroidery, not a problem. And I know I said I was going to iron this, but ironing it after I do the understitching is going to be better. Just because of the way that the seams are. All right. Hi, Elizabeth. What? I'm doing a video. Oh, don't please. I'm doing a sewing video. So they have to be able to see what I'm doing, sweet girl. Did you come to snack some candy? No. You didn't come to raid me? Oh, no. I might do it some other time. Okay, good idea. Hi, Jill. Welcome. I have my understitching. It's not top stitching, it's understitching done. Meow, meow, meow. Stop it. Play around. Yeah, but now's not the time to play around. So now, it says to press, so iron. So I'll just kind of switch you here. I don't know if my camera is going to reach that far with what I'm doing. I don't want to make everybody sick. But I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Do this up here. Oh, you're welcome, Jill. Hi, Marty. Hi, Pam. Oh, I gotta charge my iron real quick. Oh, I'm so sorry. My camera likes to be naughty sometimes. It's not wanting to stay up. But I don't want to make everyone sick, but I want you to be able to see what I'm doing here. I don't have the best setup for this, but that'll work. I'm just charging my iron real quick because it's a cordless. And since I understitched, it kind of stitches that down, so all I need to do is iron this piece down. I know I haven't been coming on and doing lives very often. It's kind of cool how the understitching kind of just holds it in place though. So we've got that piece done. Maybe I should do understitching more often with pocket facings. But I like doing top stitching on stuff too, because sometimes I like to see that stop the top stitching on clothing. Alright. So I have those pieces ironed. Oh, maybe I'll cover up the screen really quick so you don't get sick as I move it. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, is it relaxing, Stacy? I'm so glad. So, it says to use number 2 now. So I just have to find my number 2, which I did have it just right here. So when I do my patterns, I trace them out on like tissue, like it's a, I guess this is a sew-in interfacing, but I like to think of it as my pattern paper. So I will trace it out with these and then sew it up that way, because if I was to cut up the pattern and I decide that it's not the right size, later on it might cause some issues. And so I want to make sure that I have the availability to change my sizing. Like if I make it and somebody really likes it, and I have the ability of making it that bigger size, I like to do it that way too. So this piece is number 2. And has the markings on the bottom. Just have to make sure that I get it lined up right. Okay. Okay, so what we're doing, I had to read the instructions. So I have some notches here on the bottom of it's piece number 4. Yeah, piece number 4. I have the double notches here. Because I also marked it with the silver Sharpie as I marked it. Okay. And then I have my double notches here. And I line them up right sides facing together like that. And so the notches will line up. They're supposed to anyways. But this piece right here, this forms the pocket. So here is the pocket piece. And I think if I had been doing the long pants, piece number 3 would be a lot longer. And if I was doing it the extra short ones, the piece number 3 would end a lot shorter than what it does. Okay. And this is the first time doing this pattern, so bear with me if I make mistakes, because I can pretty much guarantee you I might make some mistakes. I watched a little bit of Lori earlier, Pink Girly. A little bit here and there, but I was still in bed. And so, watching that kind of puts you to sleep a little bit. Hi, Tiffany. How are you doing? Okay. Now I need to move my foot back where it was, since I finished with that understitching. Tiffany is Who's Your Handmaid. She is another sewing YouTuber. And she also participates in the Friday Sews hashtag. And I'm hoping I'm being loud enough for you guys. Awesome, Tiffany. Dang it, Marty. Don't you hate when that happens? When you have a dream of something really delicious and then you forget what you made. I'm still trying to get used to this machine, so yeah, I want to get a little bit of sewing in with it before I have to take it back to the shop and tell them that they didn't fix it. Which I think on the work order, it said that it wasn't fully fixed because they couldn't figure out why it kept resetting itself. But this is a over $2,000 machine. Hi, Cheryl. I've only been on for a couple minutes. Well, have fun with that, Cheryl. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm on so infrequent doing anything live. It's that busy mom life and, you know, those modes of, I guess you could call them depression. I don't know. That's why I just want to lay there and not do anything and not be productive. Okay. I have this piece sewn up and then it's showing to sew it down the sides. So I will go ahead and pin it up. And as I mentioned, this is the first time I have sewn up this pattern. But I figured this one would be a good one to sew up. And just kind of go on and visit with my friends. I've been wanting to go live. It's difficult sometimes. So sometimes when I pin things, I pin them a little bit too much. But I just kind of want to keep them in place and keep them where I want them to be. Alright. And this, I'm just going to kind of keep it along like my serging line here. I'll put you a little bit closer now. So I have my serging. Jeez. My daughter was trying to call me, and she's literally like right upstairs. I don't know why. And this one I can just flip over and do on the other side too. And this actually does have amazing stitches. So the size I am making is a size 12. And looking at the pattern measurements, like the finished measurements, it's kind of a, like on the picture, you can kind of see it's a little bit looser fitting. And so with the size 12, like if I look at the top, it says for a size 12, the bust is a 34, waist 26, hip 36. So my hip is a 36, but a finished measurement is going to be a lot smaller. I mean, a lot bigger. What?
That's why you didn't answer my text.
Yeah, because I'm busy.
I asked if you wanted me to get the oven preheated.
For what?
Lasagna. I know.
Oh, I guess. Go ahead.
I was just asking because it's almost 4:30.
Oh.
And lasagna takes almost 2 hours to cook.
Go ahead. So my daughter bought lasagna last night when she went to the grocery store because she was going to get, she went to get bread and a couple other things that she decided she needed to get. Originally, I was going to make sloppy joes for dinner, but she said that she wanted lasagna and that she was buying lasagna. I'm like, fine, go ahead. Kind of hard to believe that it's already 4 o'clock. Just saying. Time goes by fast these days. Alright, have that pinned up. Probably more than I need to, but it's okay. It takes some getting used to of having to actually push the button. Like on my other machine, I push the button and it automatically goes. If I push it. This one, I push it and then I have to push on the pedal. And I'm sure it would run okay too, maybe. I don't know. It would run just fine if I didn't have the presser foot. So I just have to push the start and stop. But the foot pedal is, sometimes it's better to work with the foot pedal when doing different projects. Okay. Sew these sides together. But I really, really love this fabric. I think this fabric was absolutely beautiful. Because I thought about using a different fabric for this pattern at the time that I was thinking about it. And then I had gone to the thrift store because I have a hard time staying away. But I think there was something else I needed to look for. I don't know if I found it or not. But anyhow, alright. So I just did step 5. Okay. I just did step 5. Now to step 6, it says stitch front 1 to side front matching single notches. So this piece is considered the side front now. Here, this is a side front and it's one big whole piece now, which I'm going to like number 2 there. That is like the number of the piece. And then this piece here, that's right here, was number 3. You can't even see it, I'm sorry. So the piece here was number 3, which is my shorter piece. And then the piece that's sewn there is number 4. And so it says to stitch front matching single notches, press seams towards front, top stitch inner edges of front. Yeah, okay. It is beautiful fabric. So I need to find my number 1. Yeah, it's this one right here. It was right on top. So glad I kind of had them in order here. So it is kind of a bigger, well, it's a longer piece. But that's because it goes from the chest down to the legs. And so it would be a lot longer if I was doing the long pair. Okay. That's number 4. no, that's a number 1 piece. And I think of how it stitches on. So I stitch the 1 side front, matching single notches. Okay, I have a notch here, and I think that's my notch that it's talking about. I have a notch here. I don't know. I may not have fully marked the notches. And I stream off of my computer. Yes, I have a serger. I actually have 2 sergers. But yeah, the serging on this, like the rainbow serging, it's done on my serger. It's done on an old Singer serger. Trying to think. Because they really don't show the full thing. I think it's this side. I think it's this side that we start with. I'm pretty sure. It's hard. It's really difficult to tell for sure. Guys, I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing here. But I do have just did find 2 notches that are quite, let's see. These ones are up towards the top. The 2 notches are up towards the top here. So I think these notches are the ones that do go on there. Because the other notch that I have here, because I do have a mark somewhere. But see, this one's also towards the top. But that one's towards the top, and I think the other one is down in the seam allowance, actually. So yeah, I think I'm doing this right. So I have a Husqvarna Viking S25, and you know, it was a nice serger when I first got it. I really enjoyed it. But it's had its share of issues. Because it's also a cover stitch machine. And I got it back a couple months ago from the repair shop. But I haven't actually used it since I got it back. Because they have it set up for the cover stitch right now. And I kind of wanted to do a cover stitch with it. But I haven't done any knit shirts that require a cover stitch lately. So I haven't done anything requiring that machine. And I really just love to use the Singer machine that I have, my Singer Serger, because it's so easy just to pop it up and do my stitching. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just pinning these together, because yeah, and I totally go off screen, and I'm always off topic on everything I do. I am a chatterbox sometimes. Oh, that's awesome, Troy. Okay, I have that piece done. I'm sorry it took me so long to figure out if I had the right pieces lined up together. I just didn't want to be sewing pieces together on the wrong side. You know, sewing the wrong pieces together. Because that would not be very pretty. Granted, I could unpick, but why would I want to unpick? Hi, Dana. You'd open up a store. Yeah, Joy. I could seriously probably open up a fabric store with all the fabric that I have. Granted, I have a lot, but not as much as a fabric store has, obviously. But I do love fabric. I love anything crafty. Seriously. I find a good deal on yarn when I'm at the thrift store. Depending on what it is. I'll buy the bag of yarn because it's a good deal. And kind of like Becky, Aunt Beck's Creations was mentioning, that when she buys yarn at the thrift store, she'll pay about $1 to $2 per skein of yarn. Trying to figure out that word, skein. And she doesn't pay much more than that per skein. And then for wool yarn, she'll pay up to $5 a skein. So I've kind of taken that into account. So when I seen bags and I was like, oh, that's really pretty yarn, I really like that, I kind of count how many skeins of yarn are in the bag to make sure it's going to be worth getting. Granted, sometimes I don't care because I want the yarn that's in the bag, like the one certain yarn. I'm like, well, it's got these other ones that I don't really care for, but I really want this one. So sometimes I'll get it. Alright. Oh no, you're fine. Oh yeah. Hi, Lizzie. How are you? Good to see all you guys here today. Let me know I wasn't forgotten about. Because I just don't come on very often. I know I show up in chat and I talk to people in chat sometimes. But I've been a little bit of missing in action when it comes to streaming. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. You know, I could probably, I don't know, trying to see if I could speed that up. Because sometimes, oh, there we go. I just wasn't pressing on the foot the right way. I just want to speed it up. Sometimes I do have a lot to do. It just depends on the day. But the seat cover that I got done that I showed in my Friday Sews video, he came and picked it up yesterday. And he was very pleased with it. He loves it. He loves that it works. And that I got it done so fast. Yeah, Marty, what's up with that? And get back on that ball. I know you don't stream, Marty. I have seen you in Anne's Hangout and Laura's Hangout Facebook Hangout, though, once. It was like the second time I was ever on there, and I've only done it like twice. Because I get busy and I just can't get the time to do it. Like my section didn't line up all the way here. Well, see, it didn't fully line up. Like this other one fully lined up. But just not that one. Well, no, we've got 4 cats now. Only the 4 cats. Because one of the ones we got rid of. Yeah. So 6 kids, 4 cats, 2 dogs, no longer a hamster. The hamster died. 2 birds, a hedgehog, yes. So the hamster passed away, but I told my son that he could have a rat. So he has a pet rat that we picked up yesterday. He is named the rat Stewart. And then the other rats, he actually has 2 males. Hopefully the other one's a male. But it's not quite old enough to tell what the second one is. See, it's just not quite lined up. Well, getting rid of those 2 puppies, that really made things better. Although it's still me or my daughter, sometimes my son, that lets the puppy out because my bonus daughter sleeps and won't get up to let the dog out. You know, I'm just not happy with that being overlapping like that. You guys, I don't know if I can do it. I can't leave it like that. You know what that means, right? Since I can't, fathom leaving that overlapping like that. Because that's just me. I'm sorry. When it comes to stuff like this, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. So, I'm going to see if I could find one of my seam rippers up here. Which I don't know where it went. So out comes my blade. Oh, I should show you guys really quick. I have this sitting in my pocket. Do you know what this is? This is a fountain pen. Come on. There we go. See, it's a fountain pen here. I got it off of Temu. So it's kind of cool. So it's got the little ink chamber thing here, which is pretty cool. Well, I guess it's a little plunger type system that you can suction up the ink inside this, or you could probably use the little syringe type thing too and put it in there. But it's just like this little, because it's got a little suction thing that you can put ink in. And I have some ink that I can put in there. I had it sitting in my pocket. I realized I should probably take it out of my pocket. Alright. Thought I would get a little sidetracked. It's like when they say squirrel, because you have a thought in your mind. You know, I had my seam ripper. I for sure had it on on Friday. I have to be very careful though that I don't cut my fabric. And my blade might not be sharp enough. So I need to actually change my blade, okay? Because that blade's kind of old. So I have this wonderful box of their surgical blades. Yes, I will, Butterroll. How are you doing? So glad to. Yeah, I use my other seam ripper for like the actual seam ripper. I used it when I was making my shorts, my overalls, Pameralls thing. And I used it when I was working on that seat cover for my the guy that I was making the thing for. So these ones are very sharp blades, but they are fabulous. Okay, and I don't know. Oh, cool. It does still retract in there. All right. I'm happy with that. All right. But see, I've used this blade for other things too. Oh, and before I end up hurting somebody with it or myself, I have this little medicine bottle thing that I stick my used blades and pins and needles in so that they stay out of the way. But yeah, I gotta take this seam apart. I just don't like the way it lined up. So you guys get to see all the different mistakes. You get to see it live in action. Like I have a Friskers, like it's like a seam ripper X-Acto knife tool thing. And that's what gave me the idea of just using an X-Acto knife type thing for the seam ripping. So yeah. So it'll give you some ideas, huh, Tiffany, on how to rip those seams. Enjoy. Oh, so you can learn how to properly fix them. See if cut this, then it would make it too small. Can't just cut apart the seams. Alright, I'm almost there. You know, I couldn't leave that not lined up properly. I just couldn't. It just didn't sit well with me. Okay. And I do love that retractable blade so much. Yep, just use a knife and slice it open. Alright. I'm gonna shake off my line there. I'll get rid of some of my threads here. And reach over just a second here. Okay.
We're still doing the video.
Yep, I'm doing a video and talking to my friends. You doing okay, sweet girl? I think she came to raid the stash.
I'll never know where I'm going, Mom.
Oh, you're going to the back room to raid the cookies?
How did you know?
Because that's really the only thing back there.
How did you know I was going back there?
Because I can hear you. What are you looking for? Oh, I don't have the chocolate ones. The red package. You guys ate all that one. I'm sorry. My daughter was kind of looking for a certain kind of cookie in the cookie box. Was wondering where it was. I'm like, yeah, you guys ate it all. Don't have that kind anymore. I have peanut butter, oatmeal, raisin, and a chocolate chip. But they like the chocolate ones. Marty says, hello, Elizabeth. Oh, the two pieces are the same length. I just had it off just a little bit, Marty. They're the same length. I just didn't have it lined up properly. And Elizabeth is now gone. She went back upstairs. Yeah, I think when I was doing my markings on here, I didn't fully mark all the spots. Yeah, but this was the second part of it. But yeah, speeding it up probably caused that. So maybe I shouldn't go super fast. Maybe I should go slower like I was. But I want to make sure that that bottom hem, because the bottom part where it was off, that's where the hem is going to be on the leg. And I'm sure it would have been fine. But I know I can do better. And I have to have some times to unpick, right? Can't do it perfect every time. Gotta have some unpicking involved. Walking foot? Yeah. I don't even think this machine comes with a walking foot. Now, if I was working with a different fabric, maybe. But the other one was perfect, so it's just operator error. I don't think it had really anything to do with it not being right. I think it's just because I had the mistake. And that's so you can see it again. Oh, you're okay, Joy. No reason to be sorry. Oh, you're saying sorry about Marty's friend. Oh my goodness, Marty. At least he was happy doing something joyful when it happened, right? I bet it didn't feel good though. Okay. See, now it's all lined up straight how it needs to be. Much better seam. See, it was just my operator error. Okay. So now it says on the thing, after you stitch it together, to top stitch inner edges of front. It says stitch front to side front, matching single notches. So basically what we need to do now on this back part here, okay? It says to press it, like iron it this way, and then top stitch it down. Yeah. So I need to go back over to the ironing board here. And move some stuff out of the way here. You know, I could actually move the ironing over to the table too. Then I don't have to make you guys sick by watching me try to move the camera. So I'll just move my machine just real quick. We have this cool little like ironing board type thing here. Lift that up. Still have to move the camera a little bit, but not much. Like I got this cool like pressing mat thing, which is like a piece of wood. It's a cushion quilter's square and blocker thing. Yeah. But I got it from the thrift store for like $6. And it had 2 packs in it. So it was a really good deal. Thing is, I really shouldn't have been thrifting that day. But I stopped in really quick just to see what they had. And they had this, and they had a couple other items that I grabbed. Because I didn't even grab a cart. All I did was walk in and did a quick walkthrough to see if there was anything that I needed. Or that I absolutely wanted. Because I really don't need anything. But stuff that I absolutely wanted. And they had this. And so I got it. Because why not? Something that I'm glad that I did not pass up on. Because not only that, but see, I can't use a regular ironing board on top of this green mat that I have. Because the steam. Hi, Stace. Hi, Beth. The steam would go through the ironing board and warp the green mat. So when I found this, I got it because I'm like, oh, that will be perfect. So I've used it a couple times on top of this green mat, my cutting mat, and it has worked out perfect. But this way I don't have to move my my camera around. What? I'm busy.
What?
Yeah, I'm recording. I'm live with my friends.
And
You
still works out.
Oh, good. His rat came out of hiding. One of them. The other one, I keep forgetting its name. It's a little mouse from Ratatouille, or the little rat from Ratatouille, the little blue one. I think that's what he's going to keep it named. I'm not exactly sure. Okay. I'll just turn this over here. Hey, isn't that so pretty? And this large print. Oh yes, his pet. He has a pet rat. because his hamster died, passed away the other day. And yes, Remy. Thanks, Stace. I would not have, like, I remember, but I forget. So yeah, Remy. So Stuart and Remy. So, because rats are like social animals, like, and so they do better when they have a friend. And so I let him get 2. He tried telling me 3, and I'm like, no. I draw the line at 2. 2 is more than enough. And not only that, but I didn't have to pay for the rat because my sister breeds the rats. Only because they have a snake, and so she has rats that breed so that they have the little rats to feed the snake. So she feeds the snake the rats, but they're domesticated animals and can be pets. So the story is getting more interesting. Yes, there's a difference between rats and mice. It's a rat. Oh, mice are just horrible creatures. I think if I had a choice between a rat or a mouse, I would definitely choose a rat. But no little sewer rat. It has to be like a domesticated, like pet-friendly rat. So the cats are pretty interested in this new rodent too. Like his cat, Sir, goes in and like kind of gets on top of the cage and stares at the rats. It's kind of funny. And like my nephew has a cat named Periwinkle, and it likes to hop on the top of the cage of the snake and look at the snake. That's my sister's house. Yeah. Okay. I've got that all pressed. Still have a little bit of residue, like little strings from my unpicking, but that's okay. Yes, I love this fabric. Sorry about that. I just shook you guys up. Alright. Move my machine back so I can sew some more. And I got quite a bit of a delay on my part. I am also keeping an eye on everything with my phone. Okay. So now we are going to do the top stitching on this. see. I just kind of want to kind of guesstimate. Okay. So my top stitching here, I'm just going to line up the edge of my foot there, and then it's just going to sew along that section, if that makes sense. Okay. Back stitch just a little bit and then forward. And I'm probably doing too much of it. Oh, so it says to stitch 1/4 of an inch from the edge. I don't know. That's why I had my measuring tape out. Was because I took it out so I could measure my seams, and then I just put it back in there. Jeez. So that ends up being like a 1/2 inch. No, not quite. Let's see. That's a 1/4 of an inch right there. So it's a little bit, it's almost like a 3/8 of an inch. But I'm just going to keep it where I've got it stitching. Paper towels?
Yeah.
Just get the one out of the kitchen. I don't know why he needs paper towels. Okay. So we have this top stitching finished on here. And I think that seafoam green just kind of goes really nicely with this fabric. Because you've got those different green tones and stuff. Oh, perfect. Okay. Next top stitch piece. Move you down so you can kind of see a little bit better maybe. All right. We have that piece finished. Next step, guys. We got the top stitching done. And that was step 6. Yeah. Step 6 took a long time, didn't it? So now we put these 2 pieces aside. Okay. And then we're going to go to our next pieces here. So this is the ties. So we don't need the ties yet. We'll put those aside. This is number 5 here. And then we need number 6. So it's 5 and 6. And these are the side pieces and the front pieces. We have the side back and this back piece because it's in different sections. And then I want to make sure I had my lines marked here. Yeah, I'm doing the back of the pants now because I have both of the front sides done. Now I'm doing the back. Okay. All right. I have my notches marked here. Grab my pins so I can pin it. So we're pinning together piece 5 and 6. So the 2 back pieces of the pants. And with this, if my lines were off, it would probably be because the pattern lines were off. But it could be me too, because what I did is I just used the length and shorten line on the pattern. So most patterns, they have a line across it that you can use to lengthen or shorten your pattern piece. It's usually about mid-thigh. And sometimes lower down. But I didn't want them being like super short. I just can't do super short. So I just use the length and shorten line on the pattern to accommodate, and that's where I use it. Okay. Make sure that I had the markings when I needed them. Line it right up there. Yes. They were like short shorts. And show you the pattern again. So see right there. They're like super short. Hi, Matthew. How are you doing? So glad you could join us. I'm just sewing up a pattern, chit-chatting. Telling stories. Talking about what I'm doing with this pattern. How I made them so that they weren't short shorts. Because I can't do short shorts. Well, I could, but I'm not going to. Hi, Daniel. So my son, Daniel. Stop it, stop it, stop it. You don't need to do that, buddy.
I was going to look at the camera so that they can see me.
Yeah, I'm sure they saw you. They saw your whole big face down there. Marty says hello. Yeah, they're facing the right way.
Oh, you are doing a live stream?
I am. Matthew says hello. Matthew, it's not your brother Matthew. It's another Matthew. So Daniel is my 11-year-old. The surprise, he's actually 11 now. I used to call him my 10-year-old. What are you doing?
And behind you.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Mom.
Uh-oh. Now I have a Timothy down here.
Mom.
What?
You made me
Hey,
fall.
be nice, Daniel. Elizabeth made you fall.
No,
Oh, no. Don't, Daniel, 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 Daniel. We're not using our elbows as weapons, please. I thought you were upstairs playing on the... Yes, all my kids are. They all are on the spectrum, one way or another. So this is my son, Timo.
What am I in?
And then my son, Daniel, back there. What? Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I know. I know.
Well, why did I make on that?
What?
Why did I make on that?
An A?
Eh?
That's just showing where the lines are, like what. Nope, you're not Matthew. Daniel, stop. I am on a video, you guys.
Really?
Yes, I'm recording.
You can see the set from your phone and your computer. Matthew.
Yeah, all my kids are high functioning. They've all been diagnosed on the spectrum, but they're all high functioning.
I got in behind right there.
Thank you for visiting, buddy.
I hurt my knee.
Oh no. Had to make lots of start and stops because I put so many pins in it.
Wait, Mama,
What?
Can we make something out of clay?
Later. Not right now.
My live stream.
Maybe.
Wait, probably you could promote my YouTube channel. You could tell them about my YouTube channel.
Okay.
How they should watch it and subscribe to it.
Alright, thanks for stopping by, Marty. You have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you next time. Okay. Go ahead and pull this one out. Snip it. And then start fresh. Just because last time I fed it straight through, I ended up having to unpick the whole thing. I don't want to have to unpick it again. Okay. See, we're halfway done. Still have a lot more to sew though. Just so you know.
Mom, I want you on the tutor.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, they put our one you on your the tutor.
Oh, okay. They can hear you.
How?
How? They can hear you that you're watching me on your computer.
How?
Because you came down and told me, and they can listen. Because I'm the one recording.
Mom, don't you think?
What?
I can now record the tab on my tablet. And I thought you could turn on my tablet.
Yeah.
Mom.
Oh, you can join the chat on your tablet.
Yeah. I had YouTube channel on my tablet.
Oh. You could probably do it on your computer too, right?
No.
Or no. It's on your computer. It's just watching. You're not signed in on your computer.
I'm going to turn my tablet out.
He likes chatting. All right. So I have that sewn. And this one is also to top stitch inner edges of back. So when we stitch it, so we press it towards the, so we are pressing it towards the crotch seam area. Yeah. And then stitch it down. So, move my machine back. And I will lift this up. And I will get my board here. And get my iron set. I'm kind of glad that I'm only doing the shorts. Not the shorts, but shorts. Have a lot more to iron and sew if I was doing the long pants. But it's summertime, and so I wanted something kind of cool that wasn't gonna be too hot. Show off my extremely white legs, you know. Get out there and blind people. Only because I'm one that normally would wear long pants. Alright. Press that side. It's, the pattern, it's almost like a, I don't think it's a palm tree. It's like a, it's not really floral either. Well, I guess it has floral on it. It has some flowers on it, and then some fruit and some trees. It's some fabric I got from the thrift store. And it's a directional fabric. So on the selvage of the fabric, it has little arrows that point the way the direction is supposed to go. Okay. Then I need to iron this piece. And how are you doing, Gina? So glad you're here. Hi, Timothy. So Timothy is using one of the other email. He's logged in with the email on the tablet. And he's become quite a good little reader too. You can tell he spells. He's gotten to be a good reader and a good speller. Like yesterday, he was showing me something on the computer on how he was able to transfer YouTube up onto the TV from his computer. You know, that was really cool. And then he was listening to some music, and he wanted to get a certain channel. Oh, we can't have that on down here. It will backflash.
Why?
Okay, you gotta take that back upstairs.
Okay.
You could tell he was watching. He was on his tablet. Make sure my seams are flat here. Alright. I think I'm good there with the ironing for now. I know I'll have to do some more in just a little bit. I'm sure. Put my machine back. And we can do some more top stitching. I know, that's just what you want to see, huh? Lots of top stitching. Okay. There we go. The pattern tracing? Are you talking about this? This is like a interfacing type thing. So years ago, I guess it was when I was I guess I was pregnant with my 13-year-old. Or I just had him, and I wanted to make some clothes. So I had mentioned to my mom, I'm like, you know, I would really like to make some clothes, but I don't quite understand how to follow a pattern. And she says, well, you get a pattern and I'll show you how. Get a pattern that you want to make. And that kind of started out me getting patterns, and then I continued to get fabric. I had fabric, but I didn't have as much because I didn't really do yeah, this is awesome stuff for using for patterns. It's like an interfacing. It could be a sew-in interfacing. But I use it for the patterns. So I trace out my patterns. So I will lay this on top of the pattern, trace it out, and do my markings. Because when my mom was talking to me about following patterns and stuff and kind of showing me how to do it, she says, now, if you don't want to cut that pattern apart, because, you know, I have more than one child, she's like, you can get some interfacing. You don't want the kind that's like a iron and interfacing. You want like a sew-in or something. Oh yeah, that's good too, Joy. She told me that using that to trace out the patterns would be a good idea. Because it doesn't have to just be used for interfacing, it can be used for patterns. So that's what I've done. I have picked up like the pattern tracing paper from, which is kind of the same type of material as that. I will pick it up sometimes from Joann's, and it just has like little squares on it. And then sometimes I'll find that stuff in the thrift store, and I'll pick that up. Okay, so now I'm going to do my top stitching on this piece. And I do my back stitching because I don't want that seam, like the stitching, to come undone at that beginning. Because then my stitching would just kind of slowly come undone. I want it to stay intact and look nice. So it says to do a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. I am just using a 3/8 inch seam allowance. I'm sure I could have adjusted it, but it's all good. Okay. I love having the embroidery machine back. Well, this one. It's not 100% fixed. I am probably going to have to take it back in to have it re-looked at. But it still has some kind of short in it. Which is pretty bad for a machine that costs over $2,000. What?
I was taking lasagna out and I accidentally burned my belly.
It's already done.
It's got the 5 minutes left. I was taking it out to take the lid off.
Oh.
It burned my belly though.
You gotta be careful.
I didn't mean to, it was just kind of in the way.
Well, use some of that burned gel that's up in the cupboard. Up by we keep the recipe books. There, you got burn gel up there. Take a little bit of the gel and rub it on that burn.
Wait.
I know. It does. But if you was actually wearing a shirt, then...
I wasn't wearing a shirt because right now I just got out of the bath. And it's a bit hot in my room.
Don't worry, she's not naked on top. She has a bra on. Kind of like a sports bra. It's all good. Alright, so this one is all top stitched down, both pieces. And that was step number 7. Didn't that take a long time? All right. So now it says step 8. It says to stitch front to back at inner leg seams. So let's see how I'm seeing it here. I don't know. Change my view a little bit here. So this piece here, says inner leg seams here. Well, that's cool, Gina. I've thought about using different tracing paper and stuff, but I don't really like using like tracing paper for my patterns. I like to use like this stuff because it's easy to like undo, and it just kind of goes. It doesn't like leave the crease as you're going. And it goes really well back into, well, I usually, like when I do the pieces, I'll put them in a Ziploc baggie type thing with the pattern. Usually that's how I know that I've made it. Or sometimes the pattern pieces will fit right back in the envelope after I use them. I can just stick them in the envelope, and so they'll be in the envelope when I go to make it again. But my other pattern, my knit overalls pattern, my S8855, the simplicity pattern, that one, I have several different sizes traced out or made up for the different size ranges that I've made it in, because I have used it to, I have made a couple different pairs of overalls for friends, which I actually, a friend, the one that I had done some alterations on some clothing for, like, well, it wasn't for her, but it was for one of her clients. And she was commenting on my latest pair of shorts that I made. Well, the pair of overall shorts that I made the other day. Hi, Kathy. And she was saying that she would like something kind of like that, but she'd want it in denim. I'm like, yeah, that's possible. And I could probably be with a totally different pattern. But I've made stuff for her before, like the denim jacket that I made, the purple denim jacket, because I have a black and purple denim jacket that I made, and then I have the purple denim jacket that I made a couple years ago, that I made for her, and the black and purple one I made for her daughter, and the purple one I made for her. But she was asking about a pair of denim overalls. I'm like, yeah, I could do that. And one of my neighbor friends down the street, she was asking about a pair of overalls or coveralls for her husband. And I told her, yeah, there's still time. But that was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago that she asked. yeah. Now if she was to get back to me with it, I would still be able to get something accomplished, but not like a whole pair in a week, I don't think. So I'm hoping they figure something out. Because when I had like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to work on something, that's doable. But when it gets like short time, like 1 week to actually make something, that's not doable. Not like to have it properly done. So I'm hoping that she was able to find the coveralls or overalls that she was going to get for her husband for Father's Day. But she's going to have her daughters help pitch in also. Okay, so switch it back. I'm going to switch the camera back how I had it. I keep pressing the little buttons I have on the top of my camera here. And technical difficulties. A card with a swatch of fabric. Oh. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm making a Father's Day card. Saying this is to come. This is what's going to be done. So the lady that helped adopt out 2 of the puppies that we had, she was mentioning something about like dog coats or like the little dog jacket things. Sometimes I forget to switch that back. And she was asking about it because she wants some for the adoption events that she does, because she helps with adoptions and stuff for dogs. And so she was asking about it and wanted like some little like some with bunch of like she wants a couple different sizes. But she was saying that if it could say adopt me on there, on a little doggy thing, when she's doing these events, that would be really cool. And if she could have it a couple different sizes that would fit a variety of the different dogs that she takes with her, that would be cool. And so I told her that I have patterns for the little dog jackets. She's like, oh, cool. So I was almost thinking that if I was to get one of those little dog jackets finished with the words adopt me on it, that would be really cool for her, because she plans on coming back sometime next week. So sometime this coming week, she plans on coming back. And okay, I'm done with step 8. So it says stitch front to back inner leg seams. So that piece of paper is done with. I gotta find my other instruction sheet. But I was thinking if I could get that dog jacket sewn up, that would be really cool for that. Okay. So we're looking at the instructions here. It says pin center seam matching seams with notches, stitch to reinforce seam, stitch again between notches. So I'm thinking that this one, I think it's a stretch stitch. Hi, Kim. So we stitched the inner seam, like the center, the crotch seams together, and then we'll do the side seams. Hi, Stephanie. I'm sewing up the pattern that you gifted me, Stephanie. The Simplicity 9151. I'm doing the shorts, but I have lengthened it so they're not short shorts, but they're not the super long ones either. So what I'm doing right now is I am matching up these seams. So did you end up going outside, Kim, and enjoying the fresh air outside? I've already been on over 2 hours. Kind of crazy, huh? Thing is, though, when doing projects like this, especially if I'm going to try to do it all start to finish. Granted, it wasn't all start to finish because I already had the pattern cut out and I already had the seam, like the edges serged. So I was just working from there. But I did have to unpick one seam because it just didn't quite line up how I wanted it to. So I unpicked it so I could make it line up. Which I'm happy that I did that. Oh, so did you get your printer working, Kim? I hope so.
Timothy's throwing a fit.
Yeah, I don't want it down here yet. Just set it in the microwave. And I'll come up.
You need to eat.
I will eat. But I did eat waffles too earlier. My 6-year-old doesn't particularly like lasagna. You're using it wirelessly. Well, as long as it's working, right? Okay. It's not denim. It is a bottom weight fabric though. So it is bottom weight, but it's not a denim. But it is a bottom weight, because a bottom weight is one that isn't really see-through, and that'll be thick enough for wearing on your lower half type thing. Yeah, when I saw this fabric, I really, really loved it. So I don't have a whole lot of it left. I have, let's see, I don't know, maybe 30 inches of it left. And most of the writing on it says a Cadiz, an exclusive print for such and such. But it is a very pretty fabric. There's not a whole lot of it left though. Might be able to do something with what's left, but not a whole lot. I could find something to do with it. Okay, so what I need to test out first is that stitch. It's like a reinforced stitch. Oh. Because I want to make sure that I've got the right stitch settings. It looks like it's like the double stitch. Yeah, okay. It looks like a good stitch. And see, it's a little bit thicker. So it's a double stitch. So for doing like a crotch seam, it's a better stitch for. I just wanted to make sure I had that stitch the right way. And it shakes the camera. I didn't realize. So I guess if I just kind of go slow and easy, I won't shake the camera. Gonna make you guys seasick. Huh. I'm just sewing along this here. And it's always weird how like the crotch seam comes together and then you kind of work it out and it just kind of magically is how it's supposed to be. A lot of the times when I do pants though, I'm sewing up the inside and the outside seams and then I'm sewing together the crotch seam. Which I could have done it that way, but I figured I would follow the instructions. That's what it says. Just because this is the first time I've made this pattern. If you was wondering what I was looking at, it was a bobbin. And I know my machine will tell me when the bobbin is low. I just kind of had to look at it. Okay. So I have that seam all sewn up. And hopefully it's lined up where it needs to be. Yeah, it's pretty good. My seams match up pretty good. Okay. So we have that sewn, and then basically you're basically flipping it. So we have this piece and this piece now, and we have to sew up these side seams. And here is the crotch seam. But the way we sewed it up is we was sewing up this whole like back section and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and line up these seams here. Trim some of my serger threads really quick. Kind of crazy, I've already gone like 2.5 hours. Time flies when you're sewing and having fun, right? So I was supposed to cut out some interfacing for the facing that goes on the top edge. And I haven't done that yet. Go figure, huh? I was going to. I just simply forgot. Okay. We have that pinned together. Alright. Well, hopefully I'm not boring you guys too bad, but if you are bored, you know, nothing that says you have to stick around. But sometimes it's good to go on and be able to connect with your friends and chat and catch up. Okay. Line up those notches there. Make sure that I have little notches right here. Make sure that they were lined up. And you guys are so talented with your crocheting. I can crochet a little bit. But you know, Kim, I still haven't finished that pair of slippers. Because I guess I get bored with it. And I want to do something else. So I put it aside to do something else. And then I just don't get back to it. Although I'm sure I'll eventually get it done. I just don't have it done yet. Like my pair or my daughter's pair. They're still just sitting there. You're crocheting yo-yos, Kel? That's so cool. Like, I'd rather sew than crochet, but I love seeing, like, the project come together, but crocheting is hard work. Alright. Now I'm sewing together the side seams. Oh. Trying to decide, do I want to have it on that stitch? I think I just want it on the regular stitch. I was just looking at the different stitch options. That's cool. Alright. I'm so glad, Stephanie. Well, I like to make quilts too, Kim. Like, my first, yeah, I made a couple things first, but like what I really did when I was a teenager and young adult was I sewed quilts. So I had fabric and stuff, and I had my machine because I sewed quilts. But then my mom showed me the basics of sewing clothing. And I just fell in love with it. I think being able to sew my own clothing is so nice. Not only that, but sewing my own clothing. It's a way to express myself. Because I can make what I want and wear it. And So it's something unique to me because nobody else is going to have the same outfit that I have. Not unless I make it the same for a couple other people. Oh, that's cool, Pam. Folklore pattern. Oh, neat. Music dies. Not only that, most of the fabric that I have is fabric that I got from the thrift store. There are some pieces that I get specifically from the fabric store, but the majority of my fabrics that I have, I did pick up from the thrift store. And it's because I see it and I love it and I think about it and I'm like, you know what, that would make it, be perfect for such and such. Like some of the fabric I pick up, I think would be really good for the Project Dress a Girl dresses. Because I am participating in that again this year. I just have not gotten started. But I will soon. Oh, was to make masks. Yeah. That mask making, oh my goodness. I made a whole bunch of masks, and now I have a whole bunch of masks that just sit there because we don't wear them anymore. What is what? Are you asking me or asking Stitch It? Oh, the Project Dress a Girl? So if you watch Becky at Aunt Beck's Creation, she also talks about the Project Dress a Girl. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I have done so far on this. It's we make dresses for the charity thing. And we mail them to Mari from Mari Sews. She's another Friday sewist, and she's another sewing YouTuber. And she started, well, the Project Dress Girl's been around, but it hasn't been as popular. And Mari from Mari Sews decided that she's going to make it popular again. So here is the top, the pants. So it kind of goes up over, goes here, and then here's the pockets here, and then it actually makes the legs quite long. Let's see. I turn you down. Maybe you can see if I back clear up. So here's my knees. But if I hadn't have lengthened it, it would be like up here. So it would have been super short. I couldn't do the super short.
I finished making the rat hide.
Oh, cool. Yeah, this is like a romper. Oh yeah, it's the romper. It's this pattern, and it's this one, but it's a little bit longer because I traced out the pattern on to the length and shorten line. But yeah. After I finish it, I'll have to show the full thing to you. This pattern. So I have step 10 done. So for the next step, it says for step 11, it says prepare front tie and shoulder straps as follows. And then apply D-ring to shoulder straps. So what I need to decide, okay, because I don't normally, So I don't normally have like clothing that goes up and then has a necktie around that goes around the back of my neck. So I may not do that strap tie thing like that. I may do this version that just has the shoulder straps, but minus that front weird strap thing. I don't even know why they would do that. But I think I'm just going to go with the view B on the straps because I did cut out the extra strap pieces. Yeah, it does look wonderful, doesn't it, Kim? But I was just looking at this. But I'm thinking it's time to take a break. Oh, Ethan brought down his rat. Okay. Oh, so. Look at him. So the white and gray one is Stewart.
Mama,
And then the full gray one that has a little bit of white on it is Remy.
more rats.
Fuck off. They're just looking.
Yeah, they're interested in what's going on here.
Pour me a drink.
Okay, in a minute. Go wipe your face. Take this upstairs in the kitchen. Now you need to go change your shirt and wash your chin. Okay. They're interested. Look at that. But yeah, those are his little rats. Well, Kim, I don't know if I would wear it topless. I could try. But I definitely would just want just regular straps. He's petting his little rats. They are cute, aren't they?
Stuart's going to sleep. He's getting close to talking for him. Right.
They're cute.
Don't tell that.
I'm just a little bit so they can see him and not see their upturned faces.
But it's cute.
They're watching themselves on the computer screen. It's like, oh, is that us? Is that us in there?
And I just finished making the rat hide. It just needs to dry for a couple days.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to be missing a bowl for several days.
Oh, no. Which one did you use?
The pink big one.
The pink big one.
Yeah, like the pinkish purple
Oh,
one.
okay. That one. Alright. But yeah, they're cute, aren't they?
Yeah, Stuart actually likes adventuring out. Remy just stays in their home.
Remy's supposed to be a guy.
Yeah. If he's not, then oh well.
Alright, guys, wasn't that a great way to end the stream? So I think I'm going to prep these other pieces. I do need to do the interfacing on this piece.
Close up.
I do need to do the interfacing for these pieces and decide what I'm doing. I might do a part 2 to just finish it off. I'll think about it. But we're going on almost 3 hours, so I think it's time to take a break. But I will get that interfacing ready and prepped, and we'll go from there. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the stitching. Hope you all have a wonderful day. I will talk to you next time. Bye now. Thanks, guys. Stay creative.